Is becoming a virtual assistant actually legit? What's the catch? This is a question that I get asked all the time, and if you've been wondering it too, you are in the right place. I built a virtual assistant business that brought me over $140,000 a year while working on average about 28 hours a week. So trust me, it is legit. And I'll tell you exactly what it takes to make it happen today inside of today's VA Vortex video. I'm going to break down the truth about becoming a virtual assistant, what it requires, and the one thing that's really holding you back from success. Spoiler alert, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But if you stay focused, consistent, and dedicated, you can achieve incredible things too. Around here, hello, my name is Rebecca Morisuti, and I am a client-first virtual assistant mentor, educator, entrepreneur, soon-to-be author, and I am here to disrupt and revolutionize the virtual assistant game. And not too long ago, I was exactly where you are right now. Stuck in a job where I was underappreciated and undervalued, knowing that I was made for more. I took the skills that I had over my time in corporate and I started my own online business that gave me more freedom than I could ever imagine and allowed me to create a life that I love every single aspect of, a life of my own design. And I'm here to help you do the exact same thing. First up, let's clear the air. Becoming a virtual assistant is absolutely a real, legitimate, service-based business. When you become a virtual assistant business owner, you are not just working from home doing odd tasks. You are providing valuable, insanely valuable services that help online businesses run smoothly and ultimately grow as well, which is so exciting to be a part of that. Whether you're handling admin tasks, managing social media, or supporting in your client's business operations, you are offering skills that these online businesses truly need. In fact, they may not even realize how much they need them and how much their business growth has been halted because they haven't met you yet. And this is exactly how I built my business to over $140,000 a year. I offered solutions. I offered solutions for online business owners. I helped them solve real problems, and I cared about their business just as much as they did. And that's what kept my client roster full for a decade, okay? For a decade. Fun fact, I still work with my first ever virtual assistant client still to this day. It's about delivering value and building long-term relationships with your clients. If you want to start as a virtual assistant, I want you to think about what you can offer that could give your potential clients value, that online businesses could truly benefit from. Whether it's helping people solve their problems, right? Having the attitude that everything's figure-outable, showing them what their growth can be, helping them with customer service or content creation. I want you to focus on your innate talents, the things that you are truly good at, and the things that you know will help your clients solve their problems. All right, next myth. Becoming a virtual assistant is definitely not an overnight success story. Okay? It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not a sell a $10 digital product and make $2 million. And that's a good thing. Okay? That's a good thing. Building a virtual assistant business takes time. It takes effort and it takes consistency. But it also gives you the freedom to create a business that you love every single aspect of, which allows you to create a life that you love every single aspect of with the skills that you already have doing the things you love. When I started my virtual assistant business, I was not making $140,000 a year. Okay, I'm sure you can imagine that was not something that happened for me right away. It took time to get there, but the key to that success was the fact that I was consistent in what I was doing. That every single time I had come up upon a challenge or a problem, my attitude was, okay, I need to solve this problem and continue growing, okay? The beauty of being a virtual assistant is that with the right strategy, this is key. With the right strategy, you can scale your income while working fewer hours. Isn't that what we all want, right? For me, that meant eventually working about 28 hours a week and still bringing in 6 figures. And that's what I wanted to do. Like, I really enjoy working. I love working with my clients. I love helping them grow their business. Every single person has a different expectation of what they want their dream life to look like, of what they want their income level to look like. But whatever that is, you can get there by becoming a virtual assistant. So I want you to remember that you need to focus on long-term success. You need to be patient. You need to continue to tell people about what you're doing, even when you have a full roster of clients, all right? You need to continue telling people, and you need to continue to deliver outstanding client-first support to your virtual assistant clients. The more consistent that you are, the more your business will grow. It's about planting the seeds now that will pay off later. Okay. We've all heard that saying, like, you plant the seed and then, in 20 years, the apple tree grows. It's not going to take you 28 years, but you're going to be eating that fruit, in a few months from now. Okay. But you need to continue to stay consistent at it. Now, something else that's been put out in the online space a lot lately that is a massive scam is the fact that you can only work 2 hours a week and be incredibly successful. All right? Anyone with half a brain probably is like, that doesn't make any sense. And that is correct, right? That is correct. A lot of people say they want to become a virtual assistant so they can work 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, and make a full-time income. And I want to be straight up and real with you right here. This is not that kind of business. You are running, as a virtual assistant, you are running a service-based business. That means that you are trading your time, your services for, income, right? This means that you are going to need to work, okay? You are not selling a digital product. And you also can't just expect that your clients are only going to need support 2 hours a week. Trust me. If they could have you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's probably what they would want, right? So we need to be intentional with boundaries. That's a whole other video. But I need you to know that becoming a virtual assistant is not that kind of business. And in fact, there is not a single business, online business, that you can run where when you start, you are only working 2 hours a week. It takes decades to potentially get to that level when you're running a product-based business, and you will not get there running a service-based business. So if that's what your intention is, you should probably change your intention. And the virtual assistant industry is not going to be for you. The VA space is for you if you actually truly deeply care about what you're doing. You want to make a difference in the lives of somebody else. You have deep values and things that you stand for, and you want to help somebody grow a business that you also care about. Okay? As a VA, you're going to need to put in focused work to get your clients the results that they want from working with you. But the reward is that you get to create your own life. You get to create your own schedule. You get to decide your own income. You get to have freedom that you would never get with a 9-to-5 job. When I scaled my virtual assistant business, I was working around 28 hours a week. But those hours were intentional and hyper productive because I had built systems and strategies over the first 2 years of my business where I had been working 60 hours a week. Okay. Now, because I've done this and I have the strategies, you're not going to be working that much, but I really want you to manage your expectations here. Okay. Now, when I was working that 28 hours a week, I was not just coasting, but the great part is that once you get your systems into place and you're working with clients you love, you can streamline your tasks and free up time for yourself. Okay. But then it's important to make sure you don't fill that time with other tasks. Okay. And all for another video. So your step right now is I want you to create a schedule that works for you. I want you to understand that to grow your business, you're going to need dedicated time. On average, I tell women that come into my virtual assistant accelerator program or VA 365 program that you need to be able to dedicate at least an hour and a half to 2 hours every single day to building your virtual assistant business. And then once you land a client, you're going to need to maintain that time and then also add the time that you're going to be doing client work in. Okay? So you need to make sure that you start setting up yourself for success now and developing that schedule, developing that routine. So you might be thinking, all this sounds great, Rebecca. What's the catch? And honestly, there isn't a catch. Other than the fact that you need to be focused and dedicated and consistent, right? Focused, dedicated, consistent. That's how you're going to get to where you want to go. If you think of being a VA as something that's going to be a quick and easy solution for you to start a business without putting in the work, it will not get you far. You will fail. You will go back to a 9-to-5 job and you'll wonder why this didn't work for you. And then likely you're going to try a bunch of other businesses, do the exact same thing and see the exact same results. Okay? But if you approach this with a mindset of growth, learning, and staying committed, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Whether your goal is to be a virtual assistant forever, or become an OBM, or start a VA agency, or become a copywriter, or build a spa business, becoming a virtual assistant is such a crucial stepping stone in getting you to wherever you want to go to create that life of your own design. Okay? So the reason that I was able to grow my virtual assistant business to making over $140,000 a year, which is honestly crazy. I did not have that goal when I started my business. It did not come down to luck. Okay? It was not lucky. I didn't find clients. Oh, Rebecca got so lucky she just found these amazing clients. Absolutely not. It was because I stayed consistent. I provide so much value, incredibly valuable services for my clients, and I nurtured my relationships with my clients over time. There is no catch, just the reality. Like any business, okay? You get what you put in, right? You will get out of your business what you put in. So ask yourself, are you ready to put in the work consistently? Are you ready to put in the work consistently? Even when it feels hard, even when you're busy, are you going to be able to turn down a dinner with your friends to work on your business? If the answer is yes, you are absolutely ready to build a successful virtual assistant business, okay? You need to dedicate time each day for your business, stay focused on your goals, and not let burnout or problems or challenges derail you. Becoming a virtual assistant, legit? Sure is, okay? There's no catch other than just needing to do the work to get there. It's not about getting rich overnight or working just a couple hours a week. It's about building a business that gives you the freedom and flexibility to live life on your own terms while still earning an incredible income doing the things you love. If it was that easy, everybody would be out here doing it, okay? Everybody would be, but it's not. It takes consistency and hard work, and the best part is when you do that, you will be successful. There is not a single woman that I have ever met in my entire decade in the online space who has decided they wanted to build their VA business, actually stayed consistent with it, and not seen success. Every single woman has seen so much success in their VA business, and that looks different for everybody, okay? So if you are ready to commit to your VA journey, which I know you are because you're here, right? Know that it is totally possible to reach the level of success that you want. I am living proof of that, okay? Building a business that allowed me to work 28 hours a week, making over $140,000 a year, I would have thought it was a scam too. Honestly, I would have. But it's not, and you can do it too. And I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm going to show you exactly how, which I'm so excited for. So now it's your turn. If you're ready to dive in and start your VA journey, I want you to head back to the email. There are many different ways that we can get started. I have so many different resources that we can work in together for free and that are paid. Wherever you're at in the journey, I have something for you. And if you don't know where to get started, email me back and I'll help you. I can't wait to see you create a life of your own design and build a virtual assistant business you absolutely love.